Myself Rajalakshmi yesterday from Vidyalakshmi First Grade College Savanur. Now I am taking financial accounting of final year BCom under that valuation of shares. We already completed around 10 problems. This is the last problem. The speciality of this problem is here partly paid equity shares is given. So this is the only speciality of this problem. So here see 1,50,000 equity shares of rupees 10 each which is fully paid. Next one is 2 lakh equity shares of rupees 6 paid up. That means 4 rupees pending. So partly paid shares. So this is the only speciality of this problem. So after solving this problem, we can end this chapter. All type of adjustment is over. So we can end this chapter, valuation of shares. So this is the balance sheet is given. Then adjustment is like this. The current value of the land and buildings is 30 lakhs and that of furniture rupees 2,50,000. Stock is valued at rupees 9,11,000. Debtors are expected to realize at 90% of their book value. You are informed that preferential dividend has not been paid for the last 5 years. So preferential dividend was not paid for the last 5 years. Calculate the intrinsic value per equity shares by net asset method. So we have to calculate the value of shares and a net asset method. If you observe the problem, here the market value of the asset is given, but it is not given the average profit or the profit of the company. If only the market value of the asset is given, then we can find out the value of shares using intrinsic value method. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಖಾಲಿ ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಆಫ್ ದ ಅಸೆಟ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಯಾವುದು ಎವರೇಜ್ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿಲ್ಲ, NRR ರೇಟ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿಲ್ಲ. ಆಗ ನಮಗೆ ಯಾವುದನ್ನು ಫಾಲೋ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಈಲ್ಡ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂವನ್ನು ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಅಡಾಪ್ಟ್ ನೆಟ್ ಅಸೆಟ್ ಮೆಥಡ್ once again because here the profit and NRR rate is not given. One another extra adjustment is given like this. The preferential dividend has not been paid for the last 5 years. So dividend not paid for the first 5 years. It does not affect the net asset method. Idu net asset method ಗೆ ಏನಾಗುವುದಿಲ್ಲ, effect ಆಗುವುದಿಲ್ಲ. It will be affecting only the yield method where we deduct the dividends of preference shares. Under that we have to deduct the preference of dividend shares for the 5 years. For example, here it is given dividend 60,000 shares, 12% preference shares of 10 each, that is 6 lakh. So we have to calculate 6 lakh into 12% into 5 years. So that purpose it is given 5 years, but here it is not possible to calculate the yield value of shares because average profit is not given and NRR is not given. So now we have to calculate the value of shares under net asset method. Net asset method. So under that method, first we have to see the net value of the asset, that is market value of the asset minus liabilities payable to the outsiders. So market value of asset is market value of assets, that is given land is valued at 3 lakh. So we have to take land 3 lakh. Then given the adjustment furniture adjustment, seed adjustment, it is given furniture 2,50,000 and it is given stock 9,11,000 and debtors realized 90%. Debtors, so see the balance sheet here, debtors is given 4,10,000. So within bracket 4,10,000, it is realized only 90%. 90%, that means 3,69,000. 3,69,000. Let's see the balance sheet. So asset side, land and buildings over furniture over, stock is over, debtors is over, next remaining is bank. So write bank as it is. So the bank value is here, balance sheet 1,20,000. Next important thing is, we have to make it fully paid shares, that is called as national call. National call. That means number of equity shares into unpaid money. So 2 lakh shares, unpaid money is, face value of the share is 10 each. Out of that 6 paid up, that means remaining 4 is pending. So it is called as national call. So 2 lakh into 4. It comes to 8 lakh rupees. So this is the speciality of this problem. Only this adjustment is needed for this problem. So national call, that means partly paid shares. So partly paid, so 10 minus 6 is equal to 4. So number of shares into unpaid call money. So 2 lakh into 4, 8 lakh. So total we get 54 lakh 50,000. 54 lakh 50,000. From this amount, we have to deduct liabilities payable to the outsiders. Liability payable to the outsiders. See the liabilities and that and long-term secured loan. Leave the equity share, then preferred shares. Take the long-term secured loan. So secured loan is given 14 lakhs. Write inner column 14 lakh. The next one is there, creditors. So creditors is 6 lakh 50,000. So 6 lakh 50,000, deduct it. Sorry, it should be written here, 6 lakh 50,000. Total liability is 14 lakh plus 6 lakh 50, it will be 20 lakh 50,000. 20 lakh 50,000, deduct it, we get 34 lakh. Writing here. When we deduct asset minus liabilities, then we get 34 lakh. Out of this 34 lakh, we have to deduct the preferential share capital. So market value of asset less liabilities payable to the shareholders. If preferential capital is given, then we have to deduct the preferential share capital. So preferential share capital is given here. It is 6 lakh. So we have to deduct 6 lakh. So from 34 lakh we have to deduct 6 lakh. Then we get 28 lakh. 28 lakh. So 28 lakh is the net assets available to shareholders. This is the net asset available to shareholders. See here, once again here part-time full paid share is given, partly paid shares is given. So we have to find out the intrinsic value for the fully paid shares as well as partly paid shares. So this problem alli fully paid shares kottidare 1 lakh 50, 10 each, innondu 2 lakh 6 each kottidare. So fully paid ಮತ್ತು partly paid ಆದ್ರಿಂದಾಗಿ ಎರಡು intrinsic value ಅನ್ನು find out ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. So first we have to find out the intrinsic value for fully paid shares. So intrinsic value for fully paid share is equal to 28 lakh. That is how we can calculate it. It is the net assets available to shareholders. Net asset available to shareholders divided by number of equity shares. So number of equity shares. So is equal to net asset available to shareholders is 28 lakh divided by number of equity shares, that is 1,50,000 plus 2 lakh, so it is 3,50,000. Number of equity shareholders means we have to take into consideration total equity shares. So 1,50,000 plus 2 lakh, that is 3,50,000 is equal to 8 rupees. So intrinsic value for the fully paid share is 8 rupees. Then intrinsic value for the partly paid share is, so fully paid share is 8 rupees, but unpaid is 4, that is 10 minus 6. So intrinsic value for the partly paid share is only 4 rupees. So fully paid shares ಗೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, assets available to shareholders ಮಾಡಿ divide by total number of equity shares ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಆಗ amount ಸಿಗ್ತದೆ 8 rupees. It is the intrinsic value for the fully paid shares. So partly paid shares, how we can find out it? So it is the fully paid share is 8 rupees, but unpaid is 4. So 8 minus 4, that is 4 rupees is the intrinsic value for the partly paid shares. So with this problem, we can end this chapter, valuation of shares, and we can continue in the next class the new chapter. Over. Thank you.